Yeah, fine. Recording. So what are significant figures? Significant figures will give certain numbers, right? So write down the digits which tells us the number of units, the number of units, the number of units we are sure, the number of units we are sure, clear, the number of units we are sure of having counted in making a measurement, having counted in making a measurement, in making a measurement is called as, clear, is called as significant figures. Okay, best example I given this example. So 5, 6, 7, 8 kilometers, clear, 5, 6, 7, 8 kilometers. If you take the first reading, in first reading how many digits you are sure means one digit is sure. So the distance must be approximately 5,000. So one digit is sure. For example, if you take the second reading 5600, so two digits are sure in the total distance. For example, third person measures, for example, 564. So up to three digits is sure. So up to three digits is sure. For example, if you take fourth one, so up to four digits is sure. So how many digits you are sure to measure a value, that is called as significant figures. Now to find out the significant figures, you have some rules. I will tell you that rules. So what is the first rule means? Remember, the first rule is all non-zero numbers are significant. Clear, all non-zero numbers are significant. Clear, all non-zero numbers are significant. So what is that value means? For example, if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, I'll give one value 123.45. Now all these are non-zero digits. Now all these non-zero digits are significant. Now how many significant figures are there means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of significant figures is 5. Clear, number of significant figures is 5. Now the next point, all the zeros, clear, all the zeros present between non-zero digits, clear, non-zero digits are significant. Clear, non-zero digits are significant. So this is the next point. So all the zeros present between two non-zeros are always significant. For example, I'll take the number like this. Clear, I'll take the number like this. 10.0023. Now, the zeros present between two non-zero digits. So clear that zeros present between two non-zero digits will be always significant. So total numbers is how many means 6. Clear, total number is now many means 6. For example, third point, clear, third point, all zeros to the right of decimal point, clear, to the right of decimal point are significant. Clear, all points or all zeros to the right of decimal point are significant. For example, I'll take the value like this. For example, I'll take the value like this. So 5.40. Clear. So here the point present right to the decimal. So these points are significant. So how many significant figures are there here means 3. So what is the answer here means 3. And we'll go for the next point, next rule. Now listen, the first point, clear, if the first point, all zeros, clear, all zeros to the, clear, all zeros to the left of decimal point, clear, sorry, all zeros to the right of decimal point, but left of non-zero, clear, left of non-zero, clear, left of non-zero, clear, are significant, sorry, are non-significant, are non-significant if the value, clear, if the value before decimal, before decimal is less than 1, is less than 1. Clear? For example, I'll take the value like this, 0.002308. Clear? 0.002308. For example, these two zeros are present to the right of decimal, but to the left of non-zero, but to the left of non-zero. And this value, clear, the value before the decimal, clear, the value before the decimal is always less than 1. Clear? Now these zeros are not significant. Therefore, how many non-zero numbers, sorry, how many significant numbers are there means here, the number of significant figures is 4. Clear? The number of significant figures is 4. So just 1 point. So on the next point, in experimental notation, the number, sorry, yeah. For example, if you take an experimental notation, in experimental notation, the numerical value is always significant. Clear? For example, if you take an experimental notation, the numerical value is always significant. For example, in experimental notation, clear? In experimental notation, the non-zero numbers, clear? The non-zero numbers or the numerical numbers, the numerical numbers are always significant. Clear? Are always significant. Clear? Are always significant. Therefore, for this, I'll give you an example. What is that example means? I'll take like this 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. So this is the mass of electron. Clear? So in this, what are the significant figures? How many significant figures are there means? There are 2 significant figures. Clear? There are 2 significant figures. So this is 9.1. Clear? 9.1. So how many significant figures are there means? 2 significant figures. I hope you understood this point. No, actually it is a bit difficult to remember all these rules. Even I feel very difficult to remember all these rules. So instead of remembering all these rules, I will tell you one shortcut. If you follow that, then you can answer any problem from this concept. Okay. So I'll erase this and I will tell you. So the easy concept, you can remember like that. For example, the first point you know that is all non-zeros are significant. Clear? All non-zeros are significant. Clear? All non-zeros are significant. What are those means? 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 6 7 8 9. So all these are significant. So there is no zero in that. For example, if 0 is there, clear? If 0 is there, divide into 3 parts. First one leading, next one trailing or else trapping, and last one trailing. It is very easy to remember. So if you feel difficult to remember all the rules, because in your PU examination point of view or else in competitive examination point of view, they won't ask the rules of significant figures. They will give one number and they will ask how many significant figures are there. So instead of remembering all the rules, just follow one logic. All non-zeros are significant. Yes, done. Now next, if you take 0, remember leading, trailing, trapping. Clear? Leading, trapping, trailing. You can remember like LTT. Clear? So leading, all leading zeros are non-significant. Blindly remember, all leading zeros are non-significant. Okay. For example, if you take trapping, all trapped zeros, for example, if it is between the, for example, a notation like this, for example, I will take 7.00 kilometer. So it is between the 7 as well as kilometer. These zeros are trapped between any two numbers. If zeros are trapped between any two numbers, that is always significant. Remember this point. Clear? Remember, if zeros are trapped, so if zeros are trapped, no need to worry about that. You can take that as significant. And the last one, trailing. In trailing, you take like this, for example, decimal and non-decimal or without a decimal. Clear? Decimal and without decimal. So with decimal means it is significant. Clear? With decimal means it is significant. Without decimal means non-significant. So no need to remember the rules and all. Just remember leading, trapping, trailing. Leading, non-significant. Trapping, significant. Trailing means with decimal significant, without decimal non-significant. For example, I will give you some values. For example, first one, 23008. Clear? First one. Second one, for example, 23800. For example, third one, for example, I'll take like this 0.002308. Clear? I'll take fourth one. For example, 1.002308. Okay. For example, I'll take like this fifth one. Sorry, without a decimal. This is without decimal. I told non-decimal or without decimal. For example, I will take like this. For example, 4 into 10 to the power of 8. Clear? 4 into 10 to the power of 8. For example, next one, I'll take like this. 100.002. Clear? For example, apply this rule. Clear? Or else I will give one more for value. For example, 6789. So I'll go from the bottom. If you take this, this is all non-zeros are non-significant. So all non-zeros, in this all non-zeros are there, therefore 4. Now next, here trapping. So zeros are trapped between two numbers. Therefore, trapped means significant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? Now remember, trailing zeros. So all trailing zeros without a decimal are non-significant. So if you take like this, you can take 4 after 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Therefore, all these are trailing zeros. Therefore, non-significant. So how many numbers are there means 1. Without a decimal, non-significant. With a decimal, significant. For example, I will take this. Clear? For example, I will take this one more definition. I mean, one more problem I will give. 6.700. Clear? 6.700. Now these are the trailing zeros. Trailing zeros with decimal are significant. Therefore 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you understood this point. Now here between 1 and 2, two zeros are trapped. Between 3 and 8, 1 0 is trapped. Therefore trapping zeros are significant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So answer is 7. For example, here leading zeros are always non-significant. So these three are leading zeros, non-significant. Therefore, what is the answer means this is trapped 0. What is the answer means 4. Now, trailing zeros, see trailing zeros, silent zeros without a decimal. Clear? Trailing zeros without a decimal are non-significant. So no decimal point, trailing zeros. Therefore, non-significant, only 3. Now, two zeros are trapped, therefore 5. I hope you understood this point. Yeah, now I feel it is easy. Good. Actually, it is easy, Olnima. If you prepare like this, then you can solve any problem. And remember, for CET examination point of view, you might have chance of getting 1 bit from this. But for PU examination is also, we may have chance to get 1 more question from this. Therefore, instead of remembering all the rules, if you remember like this, you can easily answer. Okay. Now I'll give some problems. I'll give some problems in your group. You just answer and tell me, that's it. Okay. So blindly remember leading, non-significant, trapping, significant, trailing, with decimal, significant, without a decimal, non-significant. That's it. If you remember these 3 points, then you can solve any values. I hope you understood. Yeah, fine. I'll go for the next one. So the next concept is rounding off the numbers or rounding off digits. So the next concept is rounding off digits. Okay, the next concept is rounding off digits. So in that first rule, clear, in that first rule, uh, I'll tell you the first rule. For example, if the digit drop to be, if the digit drop to be less than 5, clear, if the digit drop to be less than 5, are you clear? Then the preceding number, clear, then the preceding number, then the preceding number doesn't change. Now remember, if I take the number like this 678, now in this 678, if I take the digit 7, for the digit 7, 6 is preceding, 8 is following. Clear? So 6 is what ma preceding. Clear? It is what preceding, and 8 is what following. Clear? 8 is what following. For example, if you take the same 678 digit, for the 6, 7 is following, 8 is also following. So both are following. For example, if you take 678, for 8, 7 is preceding, a 6 is also preceding. Are you clear? For example, the first point is if the digit drop to be less than 5, then the preceding number doesn't change. Clear? Or it is unchanged. For example, I'll give one example for this. 1.234. Clear? 1.234. Now the drop digit is less than 5. So if the drop digit is less than 5, then preceding number doesn't change. Then this can be approximately taken as 1.23. Clear? This is approximately taken as 1.23. So this is the first rule to rounding off the digits. Clear? This is the first rule to rounding off the digits. Now the second rule, if the digit, if the digit drop to be 5 and the preceding, sorry, and the preceding digit is raised by 1. Clear? Is raised by 1. Clear? So preceding digit is raised by 1. For example, I will take like this 6.789, sorry, 785. Clear? 6.785 or else 6.185 I will take like this. Clear? 6.185. So what is the value for this means you can write like this. So 6.1. So this is 5. Clear? So if it is dropped to be 5, then you can increase this number by 1. Therefore it is 6.19. So this is the next rule. Clear? This is the next rule. Now the third rule. Now the third rule. So the third rule is if the digit is dropped to be 5, dropped to be 5 and the following by a non-zero number. Clear? And following by a non-zero number. Clear? And following by a non-zero number. Then the preceding digit is raised by 1. Then the preceding digit is raised by 1. For example, I'll take like this. Clear? I'll take like this 7.2351. Clear? Or else at 7.152 I'll take like this. Now remember, for example, for the 5, clear, for the 5, the next digit is clear, a non-zero number. Clear? The next digit is what? A non-zero number. Are you clear? The next digit is non-zero number. So if it is non-zero number, you can raise this number by 1. Clear? You can raise this number by 1. That is which is approximately 7.16. Sorry, 7.2. You can write like this. Clear? You can write like that. That is 7.2. Okay. So please copy these 3 steps. Then we'll go for the next rule. Finish. Yeah, then I'll go for the next point. If there is no decimals, rounding is not possible. So if the digit is dropped to be 5, under following, clear, under following fourth point, actually instead of telling 2 points, I will conclude with only 1 point. So if the digit drop to be less than 5, and the following digit is 0, clear, and the following digit is 0, clear, and the following digit is 0. For example, in that first I will take even case. Clear, if I take even case. So even case means it is unchanged. Clear, even case means it is unchanged. If you take odd case it is raised by 1. Clear, odd case raised by 1. Now I'll give you one example. For example, I'll take the concept like this: 10 point, clear, 10.250, clear, 10.250. Clear, so 10.250. If you take 10.250, actually this is an even digit. Clear, this is an even digit, and this is 5. For the 5, the following digit is 0. Therefore, this is approximately taken as 10.2. Clear, this is approximately taken as 10.2. So I'll give one more example. For example, I'll take the value like this: 11.350. If you take 11.350, so this is odd digit and this is following by 0. Therefore, it is taken as 11.4. Clear, it is taken as 11.4. Now, I hope you understood that definitions. You understood this rule. So actually, these rules also won't be asked in the competitive exams or else in the PU examination. They will ask up to how many digits you can round. Clear, up to how many digits you can round. Like that they will ask, then you can do. So this is the concept of rounding of digits. Then I'll go for the next problem. So you can write this as 2 different points. Yeah, you can write this as 2 different points. If the digit drop to be less than 5, then the following digit is 0. And if the number following or preceding is even, then the number is unchanged. Again odd, then the number is raised by 1. Like that you can write 2 points, no problem. You can write 2 points, no problem. But instead of wasting the time with the 2 problems, I'll just told like 1 point. Yeah, increased by 1. Good, Prithvi Hegde. I hope you understood these rules. Then I'll go for the next one. Order of magnitude. The next one, running out. The next one is order of magnitude. Now in this we are going to explain in the scientific notation method. Clear? We are going to explain in the scientific notation method. Clear? And remember that rules or regulations all won't be asked in the PU examination point of view or else in the competitive exam. If you understand how to round off the numbers and how to take the significant figures, that is enough. For example, in your PU examination point of view, they will give a number and they will ask how many significant figures are there in this. So instead of remembering all the rules, you can implement the shortcut, and instead of remembering all the round off rules, you can remember easily. Okay. So in the same way, we are going to learn about the next concept, that is order of magnitude. In order of magnitude, we can express the measurement in scientific notation. Clear? We can express the measurement in scientific notation. So what is the scientific notation means? M into 10 power x. Clear? M into 10 power x. Are you clear? Now remember, in scientific notation, we can express like this. So m into 10 power x, where m is a digit between 1 to 9. Clear? So m is a digit which lies between 0 to 9. Clear? So where m is a digit which lies between, clear, which lies between 0 to 9. So any number. And what is the value of x means x is an integer. So what is the integer means integer may be positive or negative or zero also. So positive, negative and zero also. Clear? Positive, negative and zero also. Now listen. For example, if you take velocity of light, clear, if you take for example velocity of light, so velocity of light is taken as c is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Clear? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Now remember, if the digit is less than 5, clear? So 3 is less than 5. If the digit is less than 5, then always you have to express in the power of 10 to the power of 8 only. Now, if you observe this notation, this is m. So m lies anywhere between 0 to 9. Clear? And this is x. So x lies between and positive integer. So here it is a positive integer. Clear? Here it is an positive integer. Now remember, if the value is less than 5, you can approximately take it as 10 to the power of 8 in the order of 10 to the power of 8. For example, I will take mass of proton. Clear? If I take mass of proton, so that mass of proton is taken as, for example, 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Now here 1.67, that is 1, is less than 5. Therefore, mass of proton is also expressed in the order of something into 10 to the power of minus 27. Clear? Now, for example, I will give another example. What is that means? Mass of electron. Clear? I will take another value, that is mass of electron. Now, what is the mass of electron means? Mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. Now remember, if you take this 9 is always greater than 5. If 9 is always greater than 5, then you have to adjust the power by 1. How to adjust the power by 1 means into 10 to the power of minus 30. So reduce the power by 1. I hope you understood. So you have to express this in the 10 to the power of 30 notation. Clear? You have to express in the 10 to the power of 30 notation. Now we know that universal gravity. Clear? We know that universal gravity. So what is the universal gravity value means universal gravity constant is. Clear? Universal gravity constant is. Clear? G is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11. Now how to write this value? How to write this value? Yeah, very good, Prithvi. Yeah, very good, Shravan. Good, Ritika. Good. Yeah, Shilpa, you just changed the digit, you just observe. Very good. So the answer is, you can express it is approximately in the order of 10 to the power of minus 10. And actually units are there. Then units is Newton meter square by kg square. No, I don't want the units, I want this number. I want to express like this. I hope you understood this point. So this is the order of magnitude. Okay. Now, after listening all these things, open your NCERT book. Open your NCERT book. There they given the ranges of masses, ranges of lengths, ranges of distances, ranges of times. There they given mass of electron is in the order of 10 to the power of minus 30. Clear? Initially, I will also feel confusion. Actually, in the NCERT book, they given 10 to the power of minus 30, but actually it is 10 to the power of minus 31. So why they consider like that means here 9 is greater than 5. That's why we have to consider that as 10 to the power of minus 30. Okay, you just observe, open your NCERT book, there will be some tables. In the tables, you observe mass ranges are there. In that mass ranges, they given electron weight as, clear, electron weight as 10 to the power of minus 30. So actually we know that yeah, sir, we have not been got the books. NCERT books that will be there with you, right? NCERT books. Or else you can download NCERT book from your internet. You just type like this, NCERT, clear, class 11. Okay, NCERT class 11, units and dimensions. If you take like this, you will get the file name like LEPHO, LEFO, like that you will get. li401, key401, like that you will get. Okay, you just type that in your Google, then you will get the li4 key4 documents. Then you click on that, you will get the desired lesson. No man, 6.67 is not correct. 10 to the power of minus, you have to write like 0.67, like that you have to write. Okay, now I'll go for the next concept, that is addition, subtraction, as well as division and multiplication in significant numbers, as well as rounding of the digits. Now, for example, I will give you two numbers. I'll give some few numbers. The first number is, or else I'll give you like this. So add, clear add 13.2 and 0.03 and 1.325, or else 321. So add these three digits. What is the answer? Yeah, it is given in page number 22. Good. Yeah, very good. Very good. Someone did answer. Very good. Man. Yeah. Now I will apply C. This is 13.2. I'll take like this 13.2. And the next one 0.03. And the next one 1.321. If you add this, clear, if you add this value is 1, this value is 5, this value is 5, this is 0.3 ones 4, so this is 1. So 14.551. Use the rounding of digits. Use the rounding of digits concept. Using the rounding of digits concept. Yeah, drop it to 0, following by a number which is non-zero. Therefore, you have to add this one raised by 1. Therefore, you can take this as 14.6. That's it. This is the answer. Yeah, good. Aditi, good. Yeah, Prithvi, correct. I hope you understood this point. So that's why we discussed rounding of digits first, later addition. But in NCERT, they given first addition and subtraction, multiplication, then they go for the rounding of digits. So if you first prepare the rounding of digits, then it is easy. Okay. Now in rounding of digits, I told this rule. So if a number is dropped to 0, clear, sorry, if a number is dropped to 5, and if it is following number is a non-zero, clear, and if the following number is non-zero, then raise this number by 1. So this is the answer. I hope you understood.